Welcome everyone. Adam the Woo here as the recording of this Sunday, May 21st, 2023. You can see behind me, the streets are blocked off here in Celebration, Florida. Each and every Sunday they do a flea, farmer, and art market. Not sure the technical name. And also Sundays are good for driving over to St. Pete, Florida. And when I'm in town, occasionally I will go to the Trop. Tampa Bay Rays wearing an appropriate hat, still the best record in baseball at this moment. Have already won the series against the Milwaukee Brewers, and today they could go for the sweep. I got a ticket online, heading over, rolling solo, but I also want to check out some stuff on the way over there before going over the Bay Bridge and just kind of see what I can find in Tampa. So it's not necessarily going to be a full baseball video. I'm going to mix in some other things as well. I'm inviting you to join me. It's good to have you here. Shall you? Usually traffic is a little better on Sunday mornings, and then later in the afternoon it gets a little hot and heavy. And first pitch is at 1:40, so I got plenty of time if I4 giveth and I4 taketh away. Hopefully it is very kind on the way over there. Gonna pass the Mickey Power Pole and then straight over into Tampa before heading over into St. Pete. And I'm just kind of delaying this because I'm hoping to get the bicycle movement on camera before heading out. So the dog and the bicyclist are right on top of each other right now. All right, I'm off. Yeah, I highly recommend if you're ever in the area on a Sunday to come out here and frequent these establishments. A lot of local vendors are out here. They have all their booths set up. I always try to get a local coffee. Usually I'll do Starbucks and Dunkin' and things like that, or over here at Cornerstone. But when they have the Sunday market, I try to facilitate one of these places. Not facilitate, but I tried to throw my money to one of these places and kind of support local vendors. I think a couple weeks ago I had Carver coffee. A little stroll down Market Street. Check out the little manhole here, the little sewer hole, established 1994. Got the veggies and fruit all set up, and you can see the booths stretch all the way down Market here, all the way down what I consider Main Street USA for Celebration. It's, it kind of reminds me of Disney World, Disneyland's Main Street USA, but it's called Market Street. Got some shaved ice. That would probably make more sense today because it is a little warm out here, but I always like to have something warm and toasty in the morning that kind of curbs the appetite and gets the day going. Got some heel and herbs over here. Got crazy gourds over here. Okay, up here I had this a few weeks ago. Black Brew Brothers coffee. I think I'm gonna get one from there. Yeah, I'm gonna try to mix it up each time, but I'm glad that they're here because I really liked their blend. All right, I'm about to get caffeinated here. They put a little splash of cane sugar in, he said, and a little dose of half and half in cane sugar. And sometimes there's not a lot of vendors out. There's quite a few today to stretch out all the way over here. So I got my caffeine for the road. Hopefully I-4 westbound is kind as I head over to St. Pete, which I refer to St. Pete, most people do, but it's short for St. Petersburg, 104 miles, give or take. It's a little off. I'm not sure where they got the, whoa, that thing is really like kind of heading up high there. St. Petersburg, I'm going to go through Tampa, show a couple things. I think I got a little bit of time. So from Celebration to St. Pete, it's going to be a good Sunday. Cheers. Take a look, there is a bird right there, hoisted up on top of that umbrella. Everyone's sitting under the umbrella because of the sun and want to stay out of the elements. Look at that bird. He's just, if you get over this way, you can see a little bit better. I'll put the backdrop against the hotel. The bird is just like perched right there in a good lookout spot over Lake. Maybe he's looking for Cool, the gator. All the gators in Lake Riot are named Cool, K-O-O-L. See Cool out there? And must fuel up before making the trek. Price of gas here, $3.37 a gallon at the Art Deco 7-Eleven, right by the Mickey Power Pole. $3.37 a gallon. Need fuel before heading over. A little bit of a commute, so don't want to run out of gas on I-4. That would not be fun. There are other places to stop, but filling up here. At this hour, glorious looking down I-4 westbound. I'm always tempted to head over to St. Pete on Sunday mornings, late Sunday mornings, Because I'd say it probably shaves off a good 40 minutes or more, because traffic isn't bad going westbound from Celebration to St. Pete. The beacon from the interstate. Be kind, I-4. Be kind. I just spoke very well about you. Be kind. Rewind. Passing by Orlampa, halfway between Orlando and Tampa, is where Fantasy of Flight is. I did a video here 2 or 3 weeks ago. There's the Fantasy of Flight plane. I just passed it. And this is the Fantasy of Flight sign. I don't think it's working. This area right through here always reminds me of going from Anaheim down to San Diego. These circular things. Everywhere I go reminds me of her. I think that's the Leslie Nielsen line from Naked Gun. This place always fascinates me. Right here along, right next to Dinosaur World. It's a pretty fantastic roadside attraction. Also, you can see here off the off-ramp, traffic's pretty backed up over there. Starting to get kind of backed up. But next to Dinosaur World is this, which has been sitting here as far back as I can remember, even in the 90s when I would head over to St. Pete or Tampa, go to concerts, things like that. I would always pass this and think, what the heck? I guess it used to be a restaurant of some sort. It's a big boat that has been spray painted dramatically on the side. There's a little ledge over here where evidently there was a eating area or maybe a little veranda, a little porch, and then a bowl type item. And you can see Dinosaur World down there. Like a T-Rex, very tall T-Rex. See the cars going by and the magnitude and size of that prehistoric creature. I don't know if I'd call this prime real estate, but it is real estate nonetheless. It could be utilized for something, but it's not. It's just sitting here empty. When you think of the commute from Orlando to Tampa, and you do it often, everyone knows about this thing. Except for those who've never done the commute, so that's why I'm showing it. Maybe someday someone could purchase it, reutilize it, fix it up, turn it into a boat-like attraction. I'm guessing maybe it was a diner, a restaurant themed around aquatic boat style. It's just a random boat sitting on the side of the interstate here in Central Florida. For as long as, like I said, for as long as I can remember. And what is the bowl part thing there? What is that? What was that? Things that make you wonder. Concrete pylons, stanchions of sorts, little domed, almost looks like, I don't know, portals to the sky you put on top of the building, like skylights. Almost like artistic pieces laid over there. Unintentional artistic pieces. Got the old sign up top there, it's been removed. And it's an old gas station sign there. I guess if I was really feeling frisky, I could go underneath there. I believe it is owned by this gas station over here. I believe the whole property. Not gonna be crawled underneath there, but yeah, pretty easy. If you wanted to go rooting around in there, which I will not be doing. Also notice over here, those must have been the restroom facilities. You can see some kind of old-timey water fountains over there. Check that out. Roadside things. Glorious roadside things. A long time ago I used to do a roadside things, and I would just show stuff on the side of the road. This is a little more epic than what I used to show, but it would just be like a couch or a random thing. I don't know why they just like came back to me. Yeah, Dinosaur World right over there. Kind of nice to get out of the car for a minute and stretch my legs. It's like a big metal door right there someone's busted in. The the gate that pulls down, security gate. Plenty of people have been in there, admonishing this place with spray paint. It happens. It happens. I really like those water fountains over there, though. Relics of the past. Can't tell if the power's on or not. Probably not. It's a 664. The 4 is faded, but if it was 666, that would be kind of horrifying. Okay, might not be able to hear it because of the road traffic. But I almost hear some electrical noises up in the sign itself, or I don't know, I think there's electrical noises up there. Or a bird up there making some noises, but I think it's electrical sounds. Actually, the human ear, I can hear it, but you might not be able to hear it on camera because of the... Hey, that's a motorcycle. Also, there's a box over here. An open box there between those two pylons with like a little yellow piece of wood. See if you can hear this. Too much traffic noise. Gonna pass a dinosaur. Good to see you. Good to see you, dinosaur. Dinosaurs back in there too. I've been in there a couple times, always a fun time. Dinosaur World, open daily. As shown here on the side of this wooden fence. Prominently displayed off the freeway, off the interstate, off the thoroughfare. Dinosaur World. Love this banner. Traffic over to St. Pete getting a little nutty that way. I am heading to downtown Tampa this way. Maybe we're all kind of going the same way. I'm going to end up at the same spot, but yeah. Nice little view of the skyline here. Tampa skyline off in the distance. Very nice. Stopped off here at the university in Tampa. This spot was the headquarters for Roosevelt's Rough Riders. Take a look at that. Kind of looking up this direction. See what else this says. The bleak north and the gray of the sunny south into one great brotherhood of liberty. Erected here back in 1927. So I parked in this little area. Evidently in this section is the longest home run ever hit by the great Bambino. Should be a marker around here. This tree is amazing. This building is amazing. Got a castle. And the building across the way over there definitely has some years on it. It's the corner of Kennedy and University Drive over there. I never walked around this property before. Pretty nice. Got the main sign right there. Look at this building. Wow. Very impressive. All right, it appears as if the placard is right over here. Next to this fountain. Guy walking his dog out here. Babe's longest homer. A little baseball tie-in. This is cool. Tampa's Plant Field on April 4th of 1919. Babe Ruth played for the Red Sox then against the Giants, smacked a 587-foot home run. This set a record in a preseason game, wasn't even regular season. 4,300 screaming fans saw the feat. Famed evangelist Billy Sunday, who was an ex-major leaguer himself, was conducting a tent revival, had pitched the first ball of the game, for like first pitch, and the Bambino's pace-setting ball was presented to him. Here, 587 feet is a long way. Usually like deep center field is like 400 feet, you know, 415, 420, 430. You're hitting like a 480 or a 490 home run by today's standards. I mean, that's making the highlight reel on, you know, any highlight reel for any team, and then also on the, you know, any sports network. So add another 100 feet onto that. 587 feet that's wild. He's regarded as the most popular player and greatest slugger in history, the great Bambino. 1 year, he hit 60 homers. Got to document this for posterity. I'm not sure where the outfield was or the home plate was, but at least the placard is still here. Evidently there was a baseball field here way back in the day. Oh, wow. Above the fountain, I didn't notice till I walked over here, are some big Corinthian bells, or some, well, not Corinthian bells, but bells nonetheless, like a bell tower with tons of bells, small bells, big bells, B-E-L-L-S, or bales, like I don't know why I'm saying it like a bale of hay, but that is way up there. I bet that makes some beautiful sounds. Maybe that's the class bells whenever it's time for you to go take your exam. Probably not, it's probably like an hourly thing, but yeah, pretty awesome. Look at those bells. Not too far from the historical marker, which is right there along that pathway. All right, got to get moving. Want to make first pitch. Going over to another spot. Notice this mural. There's Kurt Cobain. I think that's Biggie, Janis, Prince. Can't tell who the other person is with the sunglasses. I can't. Drawing a blank on that artist. Right over here on the Riverwalk, there's a very interesting piece of artwork over there. It almost looks like a, I don't know what that is. Right at the base and outside of the Barrymore Hotel is not a place you would figure you would see a figure of a sculpture of John Lennon that is hidden by foliage. My buddy Tampa J told me about this. In fact, I think I was with him one day, we drove past, but we did not get out. Look at this. There's John Lennon. Almost looks like the Abbey Road crossing photo. And it is not really prominently on display. It's almost as if they don't want anyone to see it. It's like hidden. It's like a hidden John Lennon over in here. I mean, there's just bushes, foliage, trees, all around it. As he's walking that direction towards 275. Maybe John just looking for 275. As far as I know, there is no documentation of John Lennon ever staying here at these accommodations or walking down this street. However, someone deemed it necessary to place one of the Beatles, and it's kind of interesting tie-in as well, because I was just in New York and I went to some of the John Lennon spots, Strawberry Field, the Dakota, and now I'm here and I figured, heck it, I might as well showcase this and show where it is, hidden amongst the foliage. Imagine all the shrubs around you, John. Pretty cool looking though. You have to wonder if this place contemplated moving this and they were just like, well, we don't want to move it. It's stanchioned into the ground, it's plastered into the ground, so let's just hide him by trees. Imagine there's no trees. Okay, I think I probably ran the imagine thing into the ground a little bit, but yeah. It makes me happy. Just a random John Lennon in St. Pete. These guys over there, sitting over there looking at me. They're sitting on the little veranda of the kitchen area of this hotel. The Barrymore Hotel, Tampa Riverwalk. I'm showing it right there. All right, John, I'll see you later. You have no feet. His feet are smushed into the ground. Maybe he's unmovable. You're unmovable, John. Yeah, the Riverwalk through here is pretty nice. Got a pontoon going by, got a jet ski going by, got a bridge over there, a drawbridge off in the distance. It's a nice day. It's hot out here. Now it's tough to see, but there's a Bob's Big Boy over there. Lurking in the shadows. Can barely see him in the window there. See? There's his eyes looking over. Hidden behind that glass, Bob's Big Boy. Every time I think of Bob's Big Boy, I think of Burbank. Next time I go to Southern California, I'm definitely gonna go back to Bob's. I always like, there's a lot of the big boys. There was Fisher's Big Boy and Bob's Big Boy and other big boys. But it's nice to kind of explore Tampa a little bit. Usually I just head right to St. Pete. This is a nice little mural. Postcard style, city of Tampa. Also another historical spot right around the corner I want to show. This definitely has some New Orleans vibes with the awnings up here. But another spot, just, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile from where I just was. Well, not even, just around the corner. Billy Graham began here. The signage gives all the info. From the sidewalk in this Franklin Street neighborhood, Reverend Dr. Billy Graham, 40 years ago, launched his worldwide Christian evangelistic crusade, exhorting derelicts, drunks, and skid row bums. Since then, he has preached to more people than any other person, reaching millions. This was erected in 1979. And it's just right here in this neighborhood. Dr. Graham heard the, quote, call and prayed, "Oh God, if you want me to preach, I will do it." And evidently it started right here, and there's this marker to document said event and said location. Now I am taking this to mean that he was possibly street preaching here. There wasn't necessarily a building here that he attended. Maybe he was street preaching, and that's what the kind of, those he was adhering to and preaching to was right here on this very corner. Pretty amazing. Street preaching. My dad was a minister for a long time in a church building. They were independent Christian, kind of similar to Southern Baptist in a lot of ways, but not exactly. But as far as like a correlation to something, I guess you could kind of equate it to that and a lot of the beliefs and teachings and whatnot. That'd be the closest as far as a non-independent, but he was always preaching at independent churches. But I've always kind of had an admiration for anyone that goes out on the street and you know, tells their tale, try to win other people over, and tells the gospel out on the street. So for me, pretty interesting that someone would start here, if that was the case, and you know, let their thoughts be known, and maybe some were converted, maybe some were not converted. I guess, you know, it takes definitely a lot of gumption to be on the street trying to. I've seen a lot of street preachers, and I'm always like amazed the fact of what they have to kind of go through. You really have to have that willpower to be a street preacher, and I guess evidently I could be wrong, but I think Billy Graham started street preaching there, or I've just totally misread the sign. Going under the thoroughfare now. This is designated Tampa Heights. I got to get over to Trop. I think I'm just going to barely make it in time for first pitch. Cutting it close. Ah, yes. Always good to be back. It's been a couple weeks since I've been to a home game. Went to a couple of away games, but now I'm back at the Trop. Hopefully to get a Rays sweep, the Milwaukee Brewers. I think this whole week, all the teams at MLB have been wearing these, and they actually have them on sale in the shop as well. So I think today they're probably wearing those caps. He's doing some juggling here. Check him out. Got the juggling going on. That's pretty good. It's pretty good, Charlie, while you're balancing on the ball there. It's tough to do. Whoa, you coming in? Whoa. So up here near the food court area, there's another smaller Beige Republic store, not the main store. This is like, also I got a water for my seat, but this looks like a Stranger Things upside down kind of spoof shirt. I always like seeing DJ Kitty too. Got the cheese heads out. It's like Willie Adames, who used to be a Ray. He's giving a little nod to Randy out there. Former Ray just hit a home run for the Brewers. He did the Randy. He put the cheese head on him, and now he runs through the dugout. Every team has their home run tradition. Oh, gone! There it is! 3-run homer! Josh Lowe! Woo! Tied it up! Oh, epic! Josh is on fire! He has been on fire this season. Love it. Taylor Wall's on deck here. Epic. And just like that, the Brewers counteract with a 2-run homer. It's now 5-3 Brewers. I really like for the Rays to come back. Worst case scenario, if they don't, they've already still won this series. 3-game series, they already won the first 2, but yeah. I'd like them to win. All right, they're pinching Isak Paredes. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Paredes time. Come on, Isak. I'm literally on the edge of my seat, hanging over this seat. Oh, yeah! Go! Oh, come on! That's it. The Brewers win. Rays still won the series though, so man. I was thinking maybe a walk-off would happen, but nonetheless, Rays still got the series. Still the best record in baseball. And you know what? I think that's the first time I've ever gone to a baseball game and didn't eat anything. I'm doing pretty good at this temptation and eating better thing. All I had was a bottle of Smart Water. I resisted everything. I resisted hot dogs, and I didn't even get my normal chicken wrap. All right, I think from here I'm going to try to go to some areas kind of sort of in the same general area, and just kind of do a little exploring before and let traffic kind of diminish down a little bit on I-4 heading back eastbound. See what I can find. I have made it over to the city of Dunedin. Truck parked over here and a city bus going by. Main Street, Dunedin, in fact. You can see the sign right over here, Main Street. I've never been here. I think that bird is saying hi. This is nice. So just next to the Dunedin City Hall, right across from the way, there's like a mailbox like right in the middle of the road, but past the mailbox is called the Hanu. It is a laid-back cafe tiki bar, now open, and I went inside. It's called the Hanu, and there's like a lot of really good tiki stuff inside there. It was a band playing outdoors, but indoors it was like a little seating area. There was a bar. I didn't go into the bar area, but you could kind of sit this little area over here, and they got some tiki mugs. It's like skeletons sitting around all the tiki goodness, the Hawaiian items inside the Hanu. Who knew there was a tiki bar in Dunedin? A pretty good one too. Very kind of chill atmosphere inside there. I also never knew that Dunedin is a sister city to Stirling, Scotland, and Summerside, Prince Edward Island. Sister city. This is a big tree. Oh, true old classic car alert. Does not get much more classic than that. Look at that thing. Has the antique license plate on it and everything. And there's a really big cross right there. Ooh, it's circling back around. Just cruising the strip. First United Methodist Church of Dunedin has a big metal cross. Okay, this is interesting. Dunedin, but this says Dog Eden. So I thought it was going to be a mural of some of the local residents in Dunedin, or maybe some history, but in fact it's just hundreds if not thousands of dogs dog-eaten right along here. So someone painted all these little cute little pups and pooches, and some cats. There's a couple cats in here. They're trying to like make their way in. All the kitties. In fact, there's someone walking their dog right now. I wonder if that dog's on the mural. Maybe. They all have their names on here too. There's Scooby, there's Holly, there's Cookie, there's Lulu, there's Willie, there's Pepsi the horse, there's Scherzo the horse, here's Mo the turtle down there. So it's not just dogs. It's all animals, even a bird. Kind of see the sun is, well, it's not quite setting, but it'll be setting soon. I've never seen a street sign. It's not an actual street though, it just says public restroom. But it's like made to look like a street sign. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that before. Public restrooms over there. I thought it was going to be like a cross street, but no, just public restroom. There's a little gazebo over there too. Probably where that's pointing to. Look, it's the longest arrow of all time. This is like a miniature version of Kissimmee's Monument of States. This is like a teaser version of the Monument of States. It only goes up about 1/20th, well, probably 1/5 of what the Monument of States in Kissimmee goes up. Monument of States in Kissimmee goes all the way up here. It looks like they just did a partial Monument of State. It has an eagle up on top of it. And there are a few states on it though, but it's not as big as the one in Kissimmee, that's for sure. And the state of Montana has labeled themselves as a Department of Montana. And just like the Kissimmee one, they have rocks, like Oregon donated that rock right there. And Louisiana, they wedged their rock in up here, above all the other rocks. That is quite the flamingo automobile right there. I don't know if I've ever seen a flamingo automobile. There is one. Most unusual street crossing I've ever seen. It's like fish bones going across, and then there's the fish head from the fish bone over there. Look at that. It's different. You got the fish bones over here. I'm walking on the tail of the fish. Got the marina over here. The Dun Gone. Kind of reminds me of the ship from Gilligan's Island, kind of about that same size. It feels really good out here right now with the breeze. There's a little sculpture over there of a dolphin, painted dolphin. Take a look at this though. It's like, I would say it's golden hour, but it's very golden-y. This golden hour will be soon. It feels amazing out here. Now I don't watch a lot of TV, and if I did, I probably wouldn't watch a lot about fishing. But I kind of wonder how this channel would be if you tuned into the No Fishing in the Boat channel. That's a bad joke. Really bad joke. And the sun is continuing to start to go over the horizon there. It's just about sunset. There's this place called Reboot Arcade and Bar. It's basically a barcade. So they have like a bar in there, and they have like the music kicking, and you get drinks and whatnot. But they have a lot of different pinball machines. Played quite a few of the pinballs in there. And they also had some retro video games, and I also played some, not only the arcade, or not only the pinball, but also some retro arcade. It seems like a lot of places are doing the barcade style now, where it's like a bar and an arcade. It's hard to find just a regular arcade that doesn't like serve alcohol and doesn't have the music kind of pumping through, but kind of like retro stuff, so you kind of have to just take what you can get, but there's one here. And that's going to do it for today. Covered a lot of ground today, saw a few things I hadn't seen before, went to the game, Rays lost, but it's okay. Still doing pretty well on the season. And did some stops at some spots on the interstate on the way over, and then went to a town I'd never been to before. All in all, a good day. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.